Hello, I'm MPX and welcome back to the video. So this is my Let's Play World. I've been playing it on the channel now for about 6 years, but recently I've been starting to see more and more comments saying something along the lines of, hey Toycat, you've been playing Minecraft for 7 or 8 years, but you still don't know how to build correctly, or you still don't know how to build right or good, or whatever it may be, and that's a line of criticism I really don't agree with. It's something I really don't like, because it implies there is a way to play Minecraft right. There's a way to build objectively good, and I really disagree with this. Minecraft is a sandbox game. It's a sandbox game that's all about creativity, and to imply that there is one correct way to play a game like that is kind of ridiculous, even to talk about creative, but this is a survival world. This is where everything is built and made in survival, and that's why I find it even more absurd, because, you know, the resources you get in survival are all about what you want to do in the game, and that's why I wanted to use this video to kind of, like, you know, prove that argument a little bit, but not in any, you know, reasonable way by making a whole video talking about how Minecraft's all about what you want to build. Instead, I figured, let's be really petty about it, and let's make my builds a little bit worse. Let's make the people who get upset that this house is like ridiculously square on purpose and it looks awful. It's a cube with a little hat on top, but I figure, you know, let's try and upset those people by making this a little bit worse. So for instance, my house right here, we're going to make some spruce planks, and what we're going to do with these spruce planks, or spruce slabs I guess, is make windowsills out of them. So as you can see, we've got some absolutely beautiful windowsills going on this now, and now people will look at my house and they're going to, you know, before they had criticisms like, why is it exactly square? Why do you live in a square house, Toycat? Don't you know there's, you know, diagonal ways and this and that, flow, etc.? Well, one, the house was built a long time ago, and two, as you can see, I've greatly improved it now. Do you like the windowsills? They're looking pretty good, aren't they? Now you got another thing to, you know, these sorts of people who think there's a objective right way to play Minecraft. Well, as you can see, looks like I'm not doing a very good job. Wait, I clearly think I'm just missing something. One sec, let me come back. So I went and got some clay, which I can smelt into some bricks, and if you're not familiar, free bricks allows you to make a plant pot recipe. So, you know, again, it's clear that there's something's missing here. I need to put some plant pots on my windowsills. Oh, that looks so much better. Oh, that's a great looking windowsill right there with a little mushroom we'll put in there as well. And then we'll wait for this one to smelt. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to put a little dandelion in there as well, because, you know, people are right. My house doesn't look as good as it could. I'm not using all the modern building techniques that you might be a fan of because you've been told that that's the only right way to build in Minecraft. So I'm gonna use them all. Put some beautiful windowsills using some decorative blocks like this, because that's just what we're doing today. So let's grab another flower pot and let's show you that this is absolutely just wonderful. Oh yes, moi, what a lovely house. I hope this fixes all of your concerns about this. Also, a lot of people really don't like the torches by the front door. I know it's like a really basic like thing you do in your first survival world to just keep the mobs out. I don't need to do it in this world anymore. It's pretty functionally lit everywhere I need it to be. However, just for fun, you know, how's that gonna go? There we go. As you can see, house is looking beautiful. Actually, I'll remove the corner ones. There's absolutely nothing you can complain about anymore. We've thrown some torches on there too. This is an absolutely beautiful house, and I'm sure you're all on board with it. What a wonderful little thing here. So, let's move on to the second thing we're gonna update today. Because a lot of people look at my fake jungle in Minecraft and say, that looks awful. And you know, I agree with you. This was a jungle I kind of made before jungles had come to Minecraft Xbox at the time, where I made the world. And it was like, okay, I'm going to try and make some trees. This was my first chance, you know, my first real try at ever making trees in any Minecraft version ever. I was just like, oh yeah, so surely a jungle tree is just big with some leaves going around it. And yeah, of course, it's not perfect. It's not even anywhere near perfect. It's objectively bad, I would say. But I kind of like having the old style thing there. I'm having this like little pretend jungle, because it adds a little bit of variety. Otherwise, it would just be a forest if I removed this all, or if I tried to do it better today, it'd be nicer, but like, there's something charming about your first try about something. But, you know, like, the theme of today's video is to try and, you know, make people who like to criticize every little detail just a little bit more upset. So let's make this tree a bit better. So this tree, I was like, okay, so clearly, every time we add any leaves to the tree, we make it a bit worse. But this time, we're going to prove that theory wrong by adding just, you know, a little bit to the top here, making it look a bit like a Minecraft torch. So let's fly so you can see what that looks like. As you can see, absolutely beautiful. That is a jungle tree we've made right there. And you know, to make this even better, what we're going to do is make a brand new tree just in front of it. And we're going to use some leaves. Instead of making it from oak wood first and then leaves on top. Oak wood's expensive, that's why I only made 3 trees. Like, chopping down a lot of trees was a lot of effort at the time. So instead, we'll just make a brand new tree out of leaves. Because, you know, it doesn't even matter anymore, in my opinion. So now I have this absolutely beautiful tree made of leaves. And you know what, just for a little bit of fun, let's have a branch stick out of it and make the branch made out of wood instead of leaves. Just for a bit of fun here, you know, just like this. Boom, now we've got... just a little branch like that. So as you can see, that's much nicer than it was before, I think. And you know what, just to make this even better, I'm going to make one more tree just over here on this side, so it's kind of like a grouping of jungle trees, like surrounding the jungle temple, but also kind of its distinct own thing, out of wood again this time. But we're going to make it just entirely out of oak wood, even though jungle wood is literally a block that exists in the game, and we'll make it like that generic first tree that people like to make, you know the one that like everyone's like, oh, I can't believe I used to make that, but let's show these people who's boss, with just a basically, it's going to be like a big oak stick, basically, with an afro on top. That's the goal we're kind of going for here today, just to show like, oh, this is even better than Toycat's first, tree. This is Toycat's first tree, but even worse than, I tried my first, ever tree attempt, because that's just what we're trying to do today. We're just trying to make things very clear, the message that we're getting across, because, the beauty in a Let's Play world, the beauty in any world is that, you improve over time, and that's a good thing. That's a thing people like, or that's a thing that you should like about yourself. And just to make things better, here you can see that's what we've done. So we're just going to fly down real quick just so you can see what it looks like. I know it's nighttime now. Actually, it just looks like a really big oak tree, doesn't it? Like, I was hoping that would look worse than it did, but still, look at all this around right now. As you can see, my jungle looks much, much better than it did before. Mwah, how perfect. I love it personally, and yeah, we've made our jungle a little bit worse. Although actually, I think we almost made that one better than all of the other trees. It's sad, I literally tried to make the worst tree that most people make on their first attempt, and it was better than my actual first attempt at making a tree. Which is sad, but let's move on to the third thing we're going to make better. Because my next build here is one that people like to criticize for being unfinished, and ironically enough as I say that, it's not finished loading, but this is a build which I basically made as a way to replace both of my houses in Minecraft. I had two separate houses, one at each end of the world, back when it felt like it was a lot bigger, and I figured let's have a house in the middle, it's going to be a giant castle, and to prove people wrong I'm going to make a nice little castle, and I like the castle personally. I think it's a nice enough design. I think, again, this was a few years ago, but I think, you can see the improvements from the first house to this one, and a lot of people like a lot of things about this, but there's one huge point of contention people have about this, or I guess actually there's two. One is the fact that I don't, decide to live here because it's kind of inconvenient out the way, and the second one is the fact that it's not technically finished. And although finished is kind of like nothing can ever be finished in Minecraft because you can always work on it more. But in this case, people look at the fact that there's some huge exposed towers. So let me just fly up to them. As you can see, just up here, the tower over there, it's unfinished. The tower over here, it's also unfinished. And a lot of people look at that and say, oh man, your building's unfinished, it's so awful. How can you call yourself a real Minecraft YouTuber when you've got unfinished towers in your house in your Let's Play world? That's not true Minecraft. And my point to that is like, well, I mean, only do what you want to do in Minecraft. Minecraft is a game about having fun. If you stop having fun designing a tower or something, you can decide not to finish it. The beauty, the reason I have fun after all these years of Minecraft, and maybe why some people don't, is because, if you stop having fun on something, come back to it later. Don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do, because it's a video game. It's about having fun, in my opinion at least. I'm the crazy one. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this tower over here, pretty normally, I think. We're going to make ourselves a nice... Oh, look, we've found a glitch, it seems. Every block I place is removing the block I'm trying to place it on. That's a weird glitch. It's removing a lot of blocks now. That was 2 blocks that just got removed there. Okay, well, let's, Oh, we can't... I think my... So my pickaxe is broke, and my left click has become a remove function. Let's quickly see, actually. Okay, so we're going to take a diversion from the video. Something about these stone bricks just makes them unhappy with the world, apparently. Does it happen with other blocks around here? It does. You can... What? So in this chunk, maybe, if we fly down. Okay, I'm going to try this again. It's got to be worth fighting for, in my opinion. Will ice break in the same way? Oh, it will. Okay, so we're going to just go all the way down to bedrock, I guess, and see how that goes. Yeah, I don't have an oxygen meter right now, either. The game is literally at that point. And this doesn't use up any of my... Yeah, everything is broken in this chunk. So I'm going to take a big risk right now. I'm going to mine myself down to bedrock, in a safe way, of course. Always mine down 2 at a time like this. I was excited for a minute there. We might have an actual way to... Oh, no, over here it still does destroy things. Okay, so... Oh, even my torches are doing it now. Like, I was trying to light up areas just so I could see more. But apparently that's not a thing you can do. So yeah, I'm just going to just destroy a bunch of blocks here. Just because I'm curious if, like... I've never seen a glitch this, like... Let's call it game breaking, but like, just breaking in general. Like, it destroys so much. Okay, so I can still take full damage. Physics have been suspended for the most part, but full damage is one of the institutions still in existence. And we're down here at bedrock. And as you can see, oh, even bedrock can be destroyed this way. Okay, so just for scientific purposes, because it used to be an old glitch you could get, we're going to have a little hole to bedrock, just down here, obtained in survival. Bit of a weird one, but yeah, now you know. we've worked out a glitch, and now we've destroyed a little bit of bedrock. I don't want to destroy any more. I don't want to have bedrock in my world. Sorry, a gap in bedrock. Not a good thing generally in a survival world. But it is cool that this happened, and now I guess I'm going to try and fix my world by maybe turning it off and on again. Okay, I'm back in the world, and as you can see, torches are working normally. But does the bedrock hole still exist? Oh, none of those block placements existed. I'm now just trapped in a cave. The game thought I was removing a bunch of blocks, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was. What even happened there, you know? I really want to know. I really want to know. Anyway, let's get back out there. Yeah, so none of the blocks that I actually removed in that weird state were actually gone. What a weird glitch, you know. Hashtag Minecraft Bedrock, am I right? Anyway, let's work on this tower. Let's get this one properly complete, the same level as that tower over there. As you can see, this is a nice, normal top of a tower. It looks, you know, like it goes into a little point like towers do in real castles, in real life. I mean, do I have to clarify in real life? It's looking pretty solid. I think we're on board with that. But, you know, this is just the first of the towers. Oh, that's not quite right. You know, let's leave it anyway. Who cares? So besides the very slight bulge over here, which again, I think adds asymmetry, which is actually what defines attractiveness in human faces, or at least not too much symmetry. I think symmetry is attractive, but not perfect symmetry, and that's good, because we made that not quite perfect. However, you know, people are still going to be like, oh, Toycat, man, these towers are so bad and generic, and you know, the only way to fix that is to make something that stands out. And you know what the best way to make this last tower stand out is? You know, I think I do have a good solution to the problem. Just right here, as you can see, I've made myself a tower, which is just like all of the other towers. I mean, like, it's got the same top. You know, you might have noticed on a different one, but it is about 5 times bigger. But that's distinctive. That adds character, and that is absolutely beautiful, which is why we're going to make it today. See? People requested that I finish, you know, builds because, like, you know, like, oh, I want to see them finish. You know, if you're making videos, you have to finish everything you do. Well, in that case, as you can see, we finished them, and we finished them in a perfectly beautiful way. So it's it's just wonderful right here. As you can see, the castle looks pretty normal. We've got 4 separate towers. They're all pretty much the same size. We've got a slightly smaller one here. We've got some normal ones there. And then one that you can slightly spot is bigger. If you really squint your eyes, you can actually see it's slightly bigger than the other ones. But otherwise, it looks exactly the same. So yeah, in general, big fan of this. And a small tip while we're here actually, because this is something I do want to improve. If you want to stop snow falling on something, a functional design, it might not be perfect looking, but it's functional for survival if you don't want to have snow on stuff, is to use half slabs instead of using full blocks, because full blocks can have snow falling onto them. So if you're in a cold biome and you're above this layer, you will have snow falling on your stuff. It's kind of annoying. You can see it's falling on pretty much everything around here. And although you might like snow, that might be a nice thing, it's still sometimes worth going through and just like at least having some amount of like snow protection, so you can still see the outline of what the building was before all the snow fell on it. So yeah, make sure you cover things in either stairs, half slabs, stuff like that. Again, this is a actual functional tip, because one of the things I think even the best builders will admit is if you're playing survival, there are more things considered than just aesthetics. And that's why you always, you know, need to consider stuff like this as an additional part of your building, which I like. I think it's a good part of the challenge. But again, a lot of people forget the fact that, you know, survival is about surviving first of all. You know, what if you can do other stuff and survive, that's great. But, you know, the primary goal, the primary challenge is to survive, which is kind of an important thing. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. I'm not sure if we've perfectly divided this, but you know, actually wait, let's check it out. From the sky, as you can see, this looks perfect, perfectly divided into 3 pieces, 3 exact thirds. I think we've done a good job, but let's move on. To be a bit more serious though, this is the actual divide. As you can see, it's pretty well split into 3. I think perfectly, I could be wrong. But yeah, so although there are some rules that probably do apply, there's a little pro tip for you on top of everything else, because snow, it's annoying when it falls on stuff. It's not something you deal with when you're, you know, like trying to just only build in creative order. So it's not something you'll consider when you look at a survival Let's Play world. Just an important little pro tip for you right there. Because that's what I care about in survival, that's what I like in survival, and now you kind of understand why everything looks the way it does. That's functionality is the fun thing for me. Everything else is just like build what I see in my mind, what I think would be cool to see, and that's why you see things like the giant, slightly unfinished sphere, or what, you know, things like this. It was a creative outlet, a creative expression, which is fun, you know. Minecraft's great when you try things out. Although even I will have to admit that my museum is looking pretty rough, to say the least. So this is my museum. It's meant to be like a museum of everything in Minecraft. I've got every painting. I've got an Elder Guardian. I've got a big bone fossil, as you can see right there. I've got every block in Minecraft that counts as a block that is obtainable in survival. I've got a lot of nice things going on here, at least in my opinion. However, the one thing that you can very easily criticize is, one, where's the roof, Toy Cat? And two, oh my god, what is this thing? This is a, you know, like the walls are made from bricks underneath, then cobblestone-able blocks, then birch planks, and then oak logs. This was, I believe, back when there was only oak logs and birch logs. There might have been spruce as well, but like, you know, it was a really, really long time ago, and I used just you know, 4 different blocks to show that this is a place where all different blocks come together. Again, there's a symbolicism of the blocks I'm using here, but a lot of people look at this and say this is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I actually do agree with that. It is horrific looking. There's no defending it. There's a, you know, it symbolizes something, but it's not too great. Symbolize something, but it's not very great. There's a lot of problems with it, and you know what? Let's do what everyone wants me to do, and that's to put a roof on this thing, and that's to try and make this look more, you know, like a regular build. It's just it's a square filled with different things, so let's put a roof on this thing, and let's do what people absolutely love. People who love to talk and criticize builds always love stairs and slabs. They're the best things in Minecraft. Use all of them. So today, we're going to be using pretty much exclusively stairs and slabs. So yeah, we're making a pretty nice, you know, like staircase roof style thing. Again, people love this sort of stuff where you make a roof that starts on the sides, goes out a little bit, uses the old B-frame technique, then you use some half slabs on top. Again, people love half slabs, people love stairs. Look at this, we're using them perfectly to make a really nice roof, I think. So as you can see, I've finished the front part of the roof, and it's looking pretty good, but you know what? People love this roof design so much, the idea of having it be kind of stretched out, even in places where it doesn't make sense. I mean, the proportions on this are just, like, comically wrong, right? But I figured, you know what people love more than one roof? Secondary roofs. You know what's better than one thing? 2 of the same thing. So we've got 2 roofs on the same building. It's a slightly smaller roof going at the back, and I personally think it's absolutely delightful to look at. As you can see, 2 roofs on the museum means that it's gone from looking like something that was, you know, kind of questionably put together to looking like something that was kind of questionably put together and then covered in 2 roofs. Do you like it? Does it make you feel good? Does it hit that building itch that you have in your head where you're like, oh, I need every build to be just perfect? I hope it does, because now my museum has 2 roofs, and the reason for that is just so when you're past it, it will have a story behind it, and that story is going to be, oh yeah, well, people kept asking for a roof and kept asking me to finish it, so I vaguely kind of did that in a way over here, and yeah, that's that's the museum. It's a thing. It is a build that has been made worse, but that's what we're going for in today's video. So we're going to go to my 3rd house now. So I've shown off the 1st house, this thing just over here. As you can see, it's a nice brick house with a little hat going on. I've shown off my 2nd house. It's on top of that mountain over there. As you can see, it's a castle sitting on top of a mountain. I like how it's perfectly balanced, but my 3rd house gets me more crap from everyone than everything else put together, and let me show you why. So this is the part of the world where I mostly focus on the weirder projects. It's, again, not that far from the other part of the world. It used to feel like it was a lot further back in the 360 days. Nowadays, it's a simple stroll across this sky bridge right here. But just over here, I do in fact have a part of the world, which, as you can see, is, you know, oh god. Okay, so as I was saying, just over here is my main house. So there's a lot of things people don't like about this, and I think it might take a whole video just to explain those one by one. But yeah, the biggest thing about all of this, you know, the biggest issue people complain about is, hey Toy Cat, you've been playing Minecraft for 6 years, or how many hundreds of hours it must be of gameplay in the same world. Why is it you live in a cave? Living in a cave is something that's barely acceptable on your first night. I feel like in Minecraft these days, who lives in a cave, right? No one lives in a cave. But maybe, you know, caves are a perfect thing. You don't need to make the house. This is nature's house. Sometimes Minecraft is more about adapting the environment to your needs more than it is about making your own perfect thing. Again, like I said, Minecraft's again about creativity. Whatever you see as creativity is what it's all about, in my opinion. And that's why I've settled down in a cave. And because it's functional, because it allows me to play Minecraft in the way I like, I don't need to change it. It works in all the different ways. I've got a door on the front, a door on the back. This one goes out to the back over here. I live inside a mountain, which means I'm quite high up, so if I want to start flying, I easily can. I've got all the things that I need in a place to live, and that's why I like living here. But, you know what? This video is all about not just explaining my bad decisions, but upsetting people who don't like them even more, and I figured the best way to do it with this place would be to make some TNT and to literally just blow up parts of the cave. You know, it's a cave, it's allowed to look rough, And in case, I'm going to do the thing you should never do to a property, but it's fine because it's a cave. I'm just going to blow some stuff up. Guess what? This right here, it's the TNT. My cave's going to look different slightly now because caves look exactly fine even when you blow them up. Wow, the cave has a hole in it right now, but it's still okay because it's a cave. That's the beauty, in my opinion. It's not this thing that has to be created or can be destroyed. It's a thing that exists, It's like the number 7. You can't remove the number 7 from existence, or at least you'd have to change a lot of things about it. It's very hard to just remove the concept of 7 from everyone's brain, and that's a beautiful thing. If you store, your values in the number 7, if your password is just the letter 7, or number 7, 1, you should change your password, but 2, there's like a beauty to that in my opinion. And yeah, what we're just going to do is we're just going to mine through this and like see where we end up, because it's fine to have caves of extra branches that go to places like just this. Boom, now I've got a secret extra passageway that goes all the way from over here to over there. And also, because it's kind of dark down there, great way to make a new light source, to just make a giant hole, which we'll cover with glass, of course, because we're not savages over here, and then to place one on the bottom as well, and boom, hopefully, I think we're in the right place. We'll end up just in the same place we just were, place a bit of glass there too, and now we've got a light source for the cave. Look how wonderful this whole thing is, because again, the whole idea of living in a cave is it's a thing that exists. It's a beautiful thing in its own way, and I know it's not necessarily the way you play, but that's the beauty of Minecraft, in my opinion. So yeah, I blew up my own house today, so you could really quite easily argue that I'm the one that's going a bit insane here, not the people in the comments. But this was, yeah, kind of like a fun video to show that, like, it doesn't matter to me how much worse or better my houses are. I build in Minecraft because it's fun, and I think, personally, if you want to play Minecraft, you should probably play for fun too. If there are things you do that you hate doing, that you think, oh god, this is an awful thing, but I do it because of course I have to have a nice house, you probably shouldn't do it. And if you like to have fun in slightly different ways, real life and inside Minecraft, why not do it? If you want to, destroy a bit of your house, give it a whirl. Experimentation is the spice of life. I mean, I've actually disagreed with this before. Experimentation is like a sauce on life, and that, like, it can entirely change the flavor. But that's okay. Sometimes you want to change the flavor of life. Sometimes you get a really bad flavor of life. You're like, let's give this a little bit of a whirl. Let's try and get a new flavor there. Boom. Throw some ketchup on there. Throw some chili sauce. Some really hot chili sauce so you can only taste burn. Give it a whirl. Who knows how that's going to go for you? And yeah, that's what I'm basically recommending here in the most indirect way. I ruined some of my things to some people. But the idea here was that, yeah, we finished some builds today. We added to a lot of builds in a way that I find interesting. My world is a slightly more interesting thing to look at, to me at least, and that's what matters to me, and to some extent, it's what should matter to you. So yeah, next time you're super concerned about someone, like, again, I know it's only a small portion of comments, then just think to yourself, like, do I need to be concerned? And the answer is probably no. Like, if you're scared that someone else is having fun in a different way to you, then you shouldn't be scared, and you should just, maybe give it a whirl yourself. Maybe what they're doing is fun, and that's today's lesson. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it was worth me dying for. I have to go to the Nether to go get a bunch of XP for a future live stream thing I'm planning, the whole million block walk in the Nether. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.